Hello everyone. I made this video to help you with Zotero because I know there are a lot of questions about it and I'm still learning too. So one of the things you have to do is you have to have Zotero on your computer. So I have my Zotero right here. So I have actually already opened it up. So I have Zotero open. And the other thing is that you need to have your browser open and you need to have the Zotero extension. So if I go back to Zotero, you can see that I'm actually on Zotero with a lot of different people. But this is MDH papers for Chem 310L, so that's our course. So I thought what I would do is I would show you how to add a paper. So for example, these are the papers that we read in class today. So suppose you wanted to add this paper. So I would have to be able to search online for this. So I have Zhang, who is the first author. It's in the Journal of Cancer. It was published in 2017, and it has to do with the role of malic dehydrogenase to lung tumor cell survival. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to find this paper online. So I'm just going to type in Zhang. Actually comes up just because it knows that I have used this paper before. But anyway, it does come right up. So anyway, so there it is. So it takes me to the National Library of Medicine. Now, I'm going to want to go to the Journal of Cancer. So this is the DOI right here. So I'm going to click actually on the DOI because I want to be taken to the Journal of Cancer, not just to a place where lots of references are sort of stored and is searchable. So so this is the paper that we talked about in class. So if I wanted to add that to Zotero, I would click on this little link right here. So I could save to Zotero, and I was actually already there. So it even says MDH papers, but since I have lots of different folders, I could change that if I wanted to. So if I go back to Zotero, then I should see it. So there it is. So there's Zhang, characterization of the role of malic dehydrogenase to lung tumor survival. So if I click on this right here, I have this selected citation, but it also says full text PDF. That's not that informative. So if I click on that, and then if I right click, I'm going to say rename file from parent metadata. And then when I do that, it comes up with the author, first author, and the date and the title, and that's a lot more informative. So anyway, so that's examples of how you might add paper. So let me just add a couple more just so I can show you how to do it. So let's see, if I go back to, this was in Cell Metabolism. This is Oldham is the first author. So I have Oldham, and it's 2015, and it's in Cell Metabolism, and it's hypoxia-mediated increase in 2-hydroxyglutarate. So I'm going to go back and again, and I'm going to do another search. So I'm going to do Oldham 2015 cell metabolism. What was it? Hydroxyglutarate, hypoxia. I think that's enough keywords that should get me to that paper. So yeah, there it is. Hypoxia-mediated increases. So again, this takes me to the National Library of Medicine, but I'm going to want to go to the DOI because I want to go actually to the Cell Metabolism Journal. So if I do that, and I click on the DOI, I get to Cell Metabolism, and I click on my Zotero. So it says Save to Zotero, and it already knows that I'm there. And it has the PubMed entry, and it also has the full text PDF. So when that box disappears, I can go back to Zotero, and it highlights, and it's right there. So I'm going to do the same thing where it says full text PDF. I'm going to right click and say rename file from metadata. So I have a lot of collection of papers in here for our paper, and a lot of them are published papers, but some of them are things like the Zippy Plasma MIDI-Prep, or UniPro database, or the protease inhibitor tablets that we use, some of these protocols that we use. So I can or the Hispure resin. So I can cite those too. So I have added those just by, well, let's see if I, what if I'm going to go to Zymo Research, and I'm going to go to Products, and I'm going to search for competent cells. So if I'm going to go over here and I'm going to search, we use the XJBDE3 competent cells. So if I click there, it should take me, oh, I think there needs to be a space. Maybe that's why. So let me try that again. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I could buy. So we got the competent cells that were already made. So these are the cells that I bought, and I gave you the catalog number, and there are protocols and things like that here. So I can add this actually to Zotero. So I can save this website to Zotero. And there it says mix and go, competent cells. So if I go back to Zotero, then there it is, mix and go, competent cells. And it just has a snapshot of that website because it's not really a publication, but it means I can cite it in my paper. So I'm going to go back to my Word document now. So I opened up a Word document, and I'm just going to show you how you can sort of randomly enter references. But when you have Zotero downloaded, you should have a Zotero tab on Word. So, for example, if I just start typing malate dehydrogenase is upregulated in tumor cells. Now, that's probably not the original reference. How about I say lung cancer cells? And then, I don't know if I put that one in. Any case, let's see. Well, the other thing is that you have to have some idea of what you're looking for. Okay, how about we do this? Cytosolic activity supports glycolysis in proliferating cells in cancer. So suppose that I can look at the Hans paper that we talked about. So if I go back here, then I'm going to want to add citation. And now you want to make sure you have the right format. Remember I said what we're going to be using is the Journal of Biological Chemistry. You notice the Journal of Biological Chemistry isn't here. So what I can do is I can do Manage Styles, and then if it gives me a longer list, but it's still not here. So if I say Get Additional Styles, and it'll give you a title search, and I can say Journal of Biological Chemistry. And if I do that, the World Journal of Biological Chemistry comes up too, but that's not what I want. This is the one I want. And it even shows me a format of what it looks like. And I know what it looks like. I know that's the right one. So I'm going to click on this now. And then I'm going to hit OK. So now the document should know what format I want, because it will ask you every time you do a new document. For example, I just wrote a paper for essays in biochemistry, and they wanted biochemical journal. So every time you open up a new document, it's going to ask you. So I'm going to hit Add Citation, and now, that's why biochemical journal is there, because I've recently used it. And now, if I look at this, I was going to say that Journal of there it is. Okay, Journal of Biological Chemistry is now there. So now I can say OK. So now it wants to know the citation. So that's the Hans paper. So again, you have to have some idea of what you're looking for. So this paper is actually in two places, because this is another publication I was working on, and I ended up citing that. But let's just go to MDH papers for Chem 310L. So if I click on that, then it still says red, so it's not entered yet. So if I tap enter, so I'm tap enter, and then a 1 appears. So I put a period here. So that's my first reference. But what I'm going to want to happen is I want these numbers to appear in the order, but I need a list at the end. So I'm going to type Control Enter, and that gives me a new page. And now what I can do is I can hit Add Edit Bibliography. And then when I do that, the Hans citation comes right up, and it's right in the format I want. It's the coolest thing ever. Okay, so now I'm going to continue to work on my document. So malate how about you do cytosolic malate dehydrogenase was discovered to be phosphorylated that was in 19, was it? Okay, I think it was over 50 years ago. It was a long time ago, 50 years ago. So I want to cite the Vetterlein and Kassman paper that we did in class today. So if I go back to Zotero, actually I can see it's not there. So I'm going to need to go and find it because I want to cite it. So let me go back here and Vetterlein, Kassman, cooperativity, malate dehydrogenase. If I type in enough keywords, it should come up. Yeah, here it is. Different expressions, and that was back in 1974, so it's exactly 50 years. So again, this takes me to the National Library of Medicine. I want to click on the DOI, and I want to get to ACS publications, and then I'm going to click on the Zotero link up here. So I'm going to get that, and what's going to happen is this is behind a paywall, I think. No, it still says full text PDF. So if something, oh, there it is. If it says full text PDF, if it's behind a paywall, then it will exit out. It so happens I have a copy of that paper. So I'm going to go back to Zotero. So see, it says different expressions, and now you can see that there's no arrow. It has the citation. I can cite it, but I don't actually have the paper. I did get that paper through interlibrary loan. So what I can do is I can go to my computer, and I can actually drag a copy of that paper right into here. So I would make sure I highlighted this, and I would drag a copy of the paper in here. So I can do that for you. But for now, I want to go back to my paper, and I want to cite Vetterlein and Kassman. So I'm going to do the same thing, add citation, and again, if I type Vetterlein and Kassman, it should come up. And again, you can see that I work on with different groups, but it is here. So I can do that, and then I'm going to type enter, and it'll go from red to green, and then it has a 2. In this study, we are constructing phosphomimic mutant malate dehydrogenases. Now your paper is not going to look like this, but we can say using site-directed mutagenesis. Okay, we used, okay, so maybe right here I can cite the NEB kit. So again, that's not published, but that's okay, because if I go to Zotero, I believe that I have already put that in. Let me see. And if I haven't, I can. Okay, so I have, okay, there it is, the quick protocol. So there it is. Okay, so if I go back here, I'm just going to type add citation, and I'm going to type Q5. So if I do Q5, it comes right up, and you can see we're doing this in phage phonetics too. So it comes up in a lot of different places, but there it is. And then if I just hit enter, then the citation is right there. And what happens is that this will appear in order. And if you go down here, you can see that I don't have to worry about what my format is like, because I already told Zotero I wanted to use Journal of Biological Chemistry. And here it even says, this is accessed March 14th, 2024. So that was the date that I uploaded that to Zotero. So if I keep going, oh, let me see. How about I decide that I want to put something in here. We first did a multiple sequence alignment using malate dehydrogenase. I can spell. Sequences stored is what I want to say, stored in the UniProt database. So I want to cite UniProt. So again, if I do add citation, and if I just do UniProt, it doesn't come up because I spelled it wrong. UniProt, there it is. Okay, so UniProt, the Universal Protein Knowledge Base. Okay, and do that, and it's red. If I hit enter, it turns green, and I'm going to type a period and then a space. But you notice what happened is it renumbered this one from 3 to 4. So now I've got the UniProt database with the right reference, and I also have my site-directed mutagenesis kit. So you can move things around, and this will move the numbers for you. Sometimes I noticed that I have to hit refresh, so sometimes I would hit refresh, like if the numbering didn't renumber or something like that, although the program seems to be behaving itself today. So I think that probably is a good enough introduction to Zotero. So if you have any questions, just ask me in class. But I think you're going to find that using this program is way easier than doing it by hand. At least I have, and I have done it both ways. So thank you for your attention, and see you in class.